Good morning, Rogers Park. Please join me, my friend Lucy, in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Lucia. Today, everyone, is Wednesday, January 13th, and we are midway through our B week. You see all your classes today. Make sure you're checking that Danbury Public School email, popping into your PowerSchool, and actively engaging in class. As you know, hybrid classes will begin on January 25th. All families received an email which stated that you were either distance learning or hybrid. And many of you have been emailing me, Ms. Battaglia, Ms. Perez, and that's awesome. Keep those emails coming if you want to change to distance learning or to hybrid from distance learning. Today we're going to be talking about some general building information. First off, we're going to talk about the classroom. The desk arrangements in the classroom have been set up in a way that spaces each of you out at least 6 feet from one another. They are all facing the same direction, and they need to remain in the spot that they are placed. So you may not move the seats once you come into the school. All classes also have assigned seats. It'll be up to the teacher to determine where you sit, and once you're given that assigned seat, that is where you'll sit each time you come back in. This is an example of what a classroom would look like. The fewer the students, the more spaced apart you'll be. So you might not necessarily be sitting next to a student, you might be a desk between you. We're going to do our very best to keep spacing to a maximum. The classroom doors will remain propped open throughout the day. In addition, the windows will be open. So please dress warmly. I know some of my friends like to come to school with just a t-shirt and sweatpants and think, well, it's fine because, it's warm in here. It's not going to be warm. Hace mucho frío in the escuela. You got to put on the layers. Make sure you got the long sleeves. And I would also bring, honestly, a hat and gloves. It's going to be cold. You will not be told to take off your hat and gloves this time because it's going to be cold. You will remain in your TE assigned room for all core classes. And we've been going through the PowerSchool to update those numbers. If you don't see that in there yet, that's because we're still making some tweaks. Don't worry. When you are ready to come back on the 25th, the numbers will be there. All the teachers know who to expect in their classrooms, and we will certainly help you find the right classroom. You will transition only to your elective classes. So on a Monday, that first Monday, all the 6th and 7th grade students will remain in their classroom, that TE classroom, for the entire day, engaging in all of your classes from there. Our purpose is to mitigate movement so that we don't have as many classrooms impacted by a positive case. This will be evaluated after a few weeks, and it may be loosened, which means you may be changing for the core classes, or it may be tightened, and it may mean that you will remain in your core class for the entire day, regardless of when you move to specials. We're going to see how it happens and make decisions based on evidence. There will be no sharing of educational materials, so you can't lend someone a pencil, you can't have them use your computer, you can't share anything. You need to bring your own supplies, and I have a slide in a little bit to show you. The classroom library books, the teacher will help you book shop periodically, and that's going to be up to the teacher, and I honestly think we should hold off a little bit till we get into the groove before we start doing things like that. You will be bringing your backpacks to every time you move. So when you come into your core class in the morning in that TE, you're going to hang your backpack on the back of your chair, and if you have a day when you are moving to your electives, you will bring the backpack with you. For physical education class, we will be going outside as long as possible. So it's super important that also dress warmly for that. So you're going to make sure that you have on sneakers, something you can run in, and you're dressed warmly. You have layers because we're going outside. As long as it's not super, super cold or raining, snowing, sleeting, hailing, we will be outside for PE. School supplies. So this was sent out to you many, many moons ago. It is imperative that you bring your digital device, whatever you've been using to get onto to get onto classes, needs to come into school. Most of you have a school computer. Also, bring your charger. And I cannot impart this to you enough. Make sure you charge your computer before you go to bed each night. We do not have a lot of outlets in the classrooms, so there's not going to be a lot of places for you to plug your computer in. In addition, you can't sit that close to one another, so we can't have two people plugging them in because they might not be far enough apart. So plug your computer in and come with it fully charged. If you have headphones with a microphone, you may bring them in. We did purchase some that are going to be able to be used and shared between the two cohorts. So you'll use it, you'll wipe it down, it'll sit, and then the next class will come in on Thursday and use it. If you've been using a 5-subject notebook or a 2-inch binder, if you've been using paper, then bring it in. But we're not going to be starting something new. You're still going to be interacting virtually. Any of these other things you might already have in your backpack, pens and pencils, Post-it notes, a hand pencil sharpener. That's how, if you need to use a pencil, which I don't foresee it very often, except for like an art class or maybe math, please do bring a dollar store pencil sharpener so that you can sharpen your pencil. A water bottle. Remember, our water fountains are not working. We do not have water available to you at the water fountain, so you'll need to bring your own water. Mask. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. I'll say it every day. You need to have a mask. You will not be allowed to not have a mask. Also, we have hand sanitizer all over the building, but it's always good to have your own personal little stash. In addition to all these things, please remember to bring an independent reading book. Your art supplies. Your teachers have worked really hard to put those packets together. If you are in art this trimester or this part of the wheel, bring in your art supplies. Also, the 7th grade teachers worked really hard to put together a cool forensic science kit, so please do bring your CSI science kit in there. I'm curious to find out who done it. Tomorrow we'll be talking about afternoon dismissal. On Tuesday, members of the SAVE Club will be hosting a virtual town hall meeting to discuss ways students can show kindness towards one another. The virtual town hall meeting begins at 1 p.m. and will conclude around 1:30 p.m. Please join in the conversation by entering the meet code Town Hall 2021. All students and staff are invited to attend. Debate Club. Today is your next meeting. Join through the Google Classroom at 2:45. Any questions? Email Ms. Scalacci. Girls Who Code. You're also meeting today at 3 o'clock. Use the Google Meet to attend. Any questions? See Ms. Coney or Ms. Tracy. Concert Choir, be prepared for your rehearsal tomorrow at 2:45. See Mr. Walden with any questions. And that is it for this Pajama Bottom Wednesday, Rogers Park. We miss you guys. Stay safe and do your work.